Oh, hello there. So, let's dive into another recap video on medicine in Britain. You could be maybe a year 10 learning for the first time or a year 11 doing some revision. We're looking today at the second of our 4 time periods, Renaissance medicine, and we're going to go down to treatments. Again, our key focus is going to be looking at change and continuity. Change, what's different, continuity, what stayed the same between these first 2 time periods. Now, year 11s, if you're watching this, of course, you'll be expected to compare all 4 time periods. But in year 10, we've only done 2 so far, medieval medicine and Renaissance medicine. Let's dive straight in. So, basic treatments first. We've got some continuity and some slight change. If I had to sum up the whole of Renaissance medicine in 2 words, it would be slight change. That's what we get. But let's go with the continuity, the staying the same first. What stays the same in treatments? Well, humoral treatments are still popular. People are still bleeding themselves to balance their humours. They're still purging or using enemas to purge themselves of those extra fluids they don't want. Herbal remedies, still a very popular treatment. Aloe vera, that one is still popular the whole way through. In fact, I've got aloe vera in my kitchen for cuts and burns. Still popular, these herbal remedies into the Renaissance period. But we've got some changes. Transference, that's a new idea. The idea that actually you can transfer a disease. Like you might take, imagine this glue stick's an illness. If I've got this illness, I can pass it to someone else. That's what transference is all about. You might have a big wart on your hand, rub an onion on that wart, it goes away. You might have a fever, bring a sheep into your bedroom, and the fever, the illness, bounces into the sheep out of you. Transference, that's a sort of an idea and also a treatment. Colour cures become popular. The idea that if you've got smallpox, which has like a red rash on your face, you might have red wine. Sounds great to me, but only drink responsibly, please, when you're over the right age. So colour cures, red wine or red meat for a smallpox rash. There's also yellow things for yellow disease like jaundice. We've also got a new treatment, new herbs. So the old herbs are still popular, but because America's been discovered and people are travelling back and forth, we get new herbs being brought back from America. Could be things like tobacco, but also some exotic things like cinchona bark and also ipecac, which are great examples to sprinkle in to a treatment, but also a GCSE answer. Let's keep going, guys. We've also got some changes and some continuities in who would treat you. Look at the big 3. Physicians. Physicians, lots of similarities here. The physicians are still the big doctors, the big dogs of their day. They're still going to university. They're still very expensive, and they're still mostly learning from books with very little practical experience. But physicians are changing a tiny bit. We've got some new ideas. They actually have anatomy as part of their university courses now. There are some dissections, though dead bodies, as always, are hard to come by. They've also got more medical textbooks, thanks to the printing press. So we've still got those physicians sort of dominating medicine in the Renaissance period, but they're starting to get a bit better, a bit more experimental with the Renaissance period. We've also got, and I've put these 2 together, still got apothecaries and we've still got barber surgeons, but they're more becoming surgeons rather than barber surgeons in this period. And these actually they've got the same sort of points for each one. So both of them, apothecaries and barber surgeons, are still, continuity, they're still cheaper, they're still less respected, and they still learn by doing, practical experience. And also, because of those reasons, they're still popular for the common folk. But here's the changes in the Renaissance period for these 2 individuals. You've got a licence that's needed. They've got more respectable. They've got a licence and they can practice apothecarying or surgery. They've also, in the case of apothecaries, using new herbs. We mentioned in the last slide from the New World. And because of new warfare, guns come into play. Barber surgeons or surgeons are starting to experiment with new forms of surgery. So a little bit of development for these 2 groups of individuals, but still very much in their medieval style positions. Let's look now at hospitals. Okay, so hospitals, we have got kind of a change here. Because in hospitals, you've now got physicians and apothecaries available to the hospitals. We've not got the church running hospitals anymore, so we're getting some simple treatments, and also they're starting to separate people into things like pest houses if they've got a contagious disease. Why? Are the church not running hospitals anymore? Well, this guy, old Henry VIII, he shut down all the monasteries in 1536 and onwards. If the monasteries are closed, they've closed down all those hospitals that were linked to the monasteries. So that medieval idea of a hospital being run by the church is now gone in the Renaissance period. This means the number of hospitals drops dramatically, and the few that are left aren't controlled by the church anymore. So they're a different style of hospital. Final point for this video on treatment, guys. Most of the care is still at home. That's another continuity. Most of the care is still by women in the household, your wife, your sister, your mother, your aunt. And they are still using herbal remedies or humoral treatments. So that's a continuity there, guys. We've still got most care at the home by women with herbal treatments.